Chapter 4. The box seemed to mock Chaya from the girl's hands. She felt like snatching it off her, right there and then. The merchant frowned at the two-headed bird on the lid. "That's an odd-looking carving. Choose something else, Noor." Chaya sprang at Noor and gripped the box, her hands tight on the smooth varnished wood. "Your father's right. This one's really ugly. Look, there are nicer boxes over there." But Noor wouldn't let go, in spite of Chaya's efforts. "Sorry," she said, her voice soft and firm this time. "I like this one." "Actually, the box is someone else's," said Neil. "I've already promised it. I have to deliver it later today." The carpenter stared at Neil. "You taking orders for me now, boy? Keep your mouth shut." He swiped his hand to make Neil step away. "It's a shame you like this particular one, though," said Chaya, holding it tight. "It has a defect." "Oh, well, that's true," said Neil, nodding from where he had retreated behind a mahogany cabinet. "The little drawer keeps getting stuck." "Oh, well, we don't want it then," said the merchant. "Oh, yes, we do, father." Noor tugged at the box. "I like it." "Not to worry then," said Chaya. "It's easily fixable. Neil will work on it and bring it to you tomorrow." "I don't mind, really," said Noor, taking her hand off to slide the drawer open and shut repeatedly. It looked like it was gliding on oil. "But I insist," said Neil. "It's not except—" "Kneeling," said the carpenter. "Enough. What's the meaning of this? Know your place, boy. Miss Chaya, you'd better leave. And you, boy, another word from you." And he glared at Neil. Chaya backed out into the workshop, feeling Noor's eyes boring into her all the way. She hesitated in the doorway. The merchant's expression furrowed as he looked from the carpenter to Neil to Chaya. "Noor, why don't you find something else? Look, this one has a lotus flower. It looks so much nicer." Chaya nodded to herself. "Yeah, put your foot down, Noor's father." What a spoiled child Noor was. "But this one's nicer. I like the pattern. And it's also—" Noor's eyes darted to Chaya, and there was a smirk on her face. "It's also heavier than the others." "We'll take it," she said to the carpenter. Chaya watched from behind a clump of papaya trees. A breeze whistled through the trees, blowing wisps of hair into her eyes and whipping at her plait. She had retreated from the workshop and watched, hands on head, as her precious jewels were being taken away. The merchant stepped outside. Noor followed behind, her floaty red gown swishing through the green of the paddy field. They threaded their way down the path, Noor holding the little box like a prize in her hands. Oh, God, she wouldn't work it out, would she? Neil's handiwork had to be too clever for her. The thought of the jewels being discovered was too much to bear. The merchant passed Chaya first, talking to Noor over his shoulder in a foreign tongue. He was quite unlike his daughter, big and broad-shouldered, and with swarthy face under his white turban in the style of their people. Noor tripped along behind him, leaving a smell of warm sand and jasmine behind her. At the edge of the fields, a carriage awaited, and Noor got in, followed by her father. They left by the cartway, skirting the village towards the king's city. Chaya watched them go before sprinting along the river path. It was a short cut she'd taken many times through thorny shrubs ripped her skirt. She'd just have to face Auntie's wrath later. Stepping outside the gates into the city, Chaya crept up behind the old war bell. The trundle of wheels followed shortly after, and Noor and her father swept in through the entryway. Chaya followed at a leisurely pace as she'd seen the carriage stop at the market and Noor get down at the lace stall. The seller measured out and bundled several lengths into fat rounds for Noor. Then she got back in the carriage and they went off again, taking the little bridge over the lotus-speckled river to the residential part of the city. This was where all the big villas were, standing in gardens of shady trees thick with frangipani flowers. The carriage turned into a street and stopped at a large house at the end. Ah, so this is where Noor lived. And more importantly, this was where the box was going to be. Not for long, though, because Chaya was going to get it back. She smiled from her position behind the wall as Noor took the box inside.